doing in business and doing. I'm like, why the hell did I take that long? Hey, and welcome. I was working, and then I was looking back at how far I have come in my business as an environmental consultant, and I was thinking about things that I regret. I would say I regret. I wish I did more in my career in the last I would say this is the 4th year of me in business or in the field. So what are these things that I regret doing or I could have done better when I left school and I got into the field? And one of the things that I did that I really regret big time is being employed for long. I was employed for exactly 2 years. Immediately after school, after graduation, I decided to go to and work at NEMA. That is the National Environment Management Authority. When I went there, I was very clear on what I'm going to do. I was willing to volunteer. I was willing to intern. I was willing to just clean their floors and just do the dirty works in the office. But because I had an aim and I had gone there to learn, because I had done the theory in school, which I'm sure you have done if you are already an environmental student. But then you asked, what do environmental officers or environmentalists, what do they do outside here in the office? Where do you go asking for a job? So I wanted to be in the office, in the NEMA office, so that I can learn how business is done. What do NEMA now that NEMA is the authority that is mandated by EMCA to coordinate all environmental issues, to coordinate all and manage the environment? I wanted to learn if they are our regulators, the people who license us, the people who certify us, how do they run their businesses? When they go out for field work, what do they look for? When an EIA is done by an expert and it is submitted to the office, what do they look for in the report, in their review process? How exactly are they going about that? So that when I come out here and now I'm practicing, I'm advising a client, I have information from inside. Like I know how NEMA runs, how the officers do their work. I know what they usually look for. Like that was the best place, and that is one of the best decisions that I ever made in my career life, going to work at NEMA. And I worked there, but the problem is I went there with good intentions. I went there knowing what I had gone to do, and of course that is what I did. But I think I took too long to get out. I stayed there for exactly 2 years. 2 years is such a long time. Now that is what I feel after I've been here, after I've been out here, that I've been doing in business and doing. I'm like, why the hell did I take that long? But what happened? I could not listen to my instincts. I got to a place where I got comfortable. I got to my comfort zone. No, maybe it's a comfort zone or it's a fear that I had. I listened to the fear. I think it got to a point where I learned everything there is to learn. I networked with all the people that I needed to network. I got contacts of people I needed. I learned everything that there was to learn in the office. But what happened is that I was still afraid of going out and doing my thing. I think I listened to the fears. What if I go out and there is no clients? What if I go out and then I have to come back because nimekosa pesa huko nje, maybe kuna door or something? I think I got to a comfort zone. I just relaxed and I was like, as long as I'm employed, I'm having small amount of money to pay my rent and feed my kid, I think I'm good. That is the point I was, and I stayed in that comfort bed for a long time. I think 1 year was enough for me to be at the office, to learn everything, and to get out here and now start practicing. I think that is what it was. But I feel like I took so long. I feel like I took forever before I quit, and I should have done that way longer than I did. Yes, you learn. Like I said, that's one of the best decisions that I ever made. But most of the learning is outside here. Most of the learning is dealing with clients. I mean, that is where the job is. Selling yourself, getting the clients, delivering the services or the promise you made. That is the biggest part. I think the world there is okay. You get the but now after that I think that now that is where the work is. I should have quit earlier. The other mistake that I made, this one I feel like I should have beaten myself. If I knew, I should have beaten myself more, is immediately, remember when you graduate or when you're in school, you are done with the coursework, with the exams, and then you have to wait for graduation. That waiting period is about 4 months. In those 4 months, I got myself a job as a sales person in a insurance company. So when I was working for the insurance as a salesperson, I did not put even 10% effort to try and sell and push out the policies that I was supposed to do. I feel like beating myself up. That was an opportunity that life provided me. That was an opportunity that I should have used. And if I did utilize that opportunity, like give it 100% or even 200% of my energy, effort, and even mind, I think I could not have gone through the phase I went through after now coming outside here and now practicing as a consultant. I think that was an opportunity life provided me and that I did not take seriously. I should have hustled my way to sell the policies, the insurance policies, mainly the health insurance policies. I should have gone out. I should have met people. I should have gotten more no's, because I knew the fear that really made me not work is because I was afraid I'm going to go out there, try to convince somebody why they need an insurance company. I mean, they need an insurance plan for their health. Why should I? And then maybe they're going to say no. I go to the next institution, they say no. So I was afraid of being rejected and getting no's. But now, right now, I wish I went out and got 1,001 no's, because I could have learned I could have taken my lessons. You get a no or you fail, you pick up the lesson and let the failure go. I mean, that is what life is all about. Life is about getting no's and no's and no's and no's and falling and being rejected and people saying, I don't want your services, I don't need you around here. I should have sold. I should have put in. That was an opportunity life provided me that I did not take seriously. I should have become an expert in selling when I got a job at the insurance. Actually, for the 4 or 5 months, I literally did not put in any effort or even to learn how the insurance world works, to learn how sales happen, to learn how closing happens. And I don't know, the manager, who is still a good friend of mine, should just pick a cane and just beat me up. I regret big time not learning how to sell the insurance policies, because life would have been easier for me now when I had to sell my services to my clients. So I think whatever life provides to you, I think just give it your all. Pick the lessons. You might need them later in life. The other thing that I regret big time is not thinking big. Like I did not sit down and plan and think way beyond. You see what happens? Like they say, you plan or think of going to the sun, maybe you get at the moon and you're good to go. Like if I thought bigger, I could really have asked my mind, how do I get, if just normally in life, if you set a very big goal, maybe like in the next 2 years, I want to buy a car, maybe a Prado, you have to work your mind. Like if you want to buy that Prado, you have to work your mind in all ways. And you see, the mind is a resource we have been given by God to use. The mind is here to serve us. So you just need to ask the mind, how do we get the Prado in the next year? And guess what? Your mind is going to provide solutions, all the answers. If you don't get the Prado, at least you get something close to a Prado. So that is one thing that I regret doing. I did not think big. And not thinking big and planning big and seeing the bigger picture is what made me stay at NEMA for 2 years. if I had a big goal, if I had a goal that was too big and terrifying me to go out and try and conquer that big mountain of goal that I had, I think I could have quit long enough rather than just staying there and wasting time and just being stressed and being depressed, and because I felt like I don't have a way out, I don't have a future, I don't know how to start, whereas I had everything that I needed, only that I had not planned big or I had not thought big, so my mind did not really see how or why I should go out and hustle my way there and establish my way in the market. One thing that I regret doing when I started out as a consultant is not thinking big. Like if I had thought big, even I could have looked at how companies, the international environmental consultancies, they are consultancies that are doing very well. How do they market themselves? How do they get their clients? I mean, these are things I should have looked up for then, and I could not have taken, just anything is possible as long as you can think it, as long as you can see it in your mind, as long as you can. If you think you can have it, then you can have it. That is what I did not do, and I regret big time. If I had thought bigger, right now, I could be very far. But anyway, either way, now I know where I want to go. I know I have goals for my company. I have visions. I have a plan of life right now. But then I could be way far. But that is why I'm making this video, so that you can learn. If you're starting out, dream big. Like, those dreams which are weird, you cannot even be able to explain them to your mom or your friend, because they will think you're crazy. Have that somewhere in your mind. So every time anything happens, at least if you don't hit that goal, you're going to get close to it, which will be way far above the ordinary normal thinkers. I mean, I wish I thought big. I wish I saw the bigger picture, or I created the bigger picture before I even went to NEMA, before these things. So make sure to dream big. Make sure to get your experiences, but don't get to the comfort zone. If you're employed and you're hoping one day you'll want to start your own thing, don't take too much time. Just get what you need to learn and go out. The other thing is that whatever happens, where you are, if you are selling these services for somebody, if you're doing odd jobs which you don't really think you should be doing at the moment, just do it. Just give it 200% of your effort. And guess what? The skills you're going to learn there, they might save your life later when you get out to your own business. Those 3 things I regret big time. But I have learned my lessons, and that I'm telling you, so that you cannot make the same lessons. Let me know things that you regret in your life. What do you regret doing? Or what are these things that you regret in life? Let me know, so that at least I can feel like I'm not alone. And